Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakat Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect. And this video is going to be a response to this article from Fox 11 LA. 2 students banned from school for not wearing masks. Temecula, California. Springs Charter School in Temecula was placed on lockdown Thursday after 2 students refused to comply with the mask mandate, according to the school. And here's the video.
2 students refusing to wear a mask at a Riverside County high school, and the whole campus goes on lockdown. Jessica O joining us live with that story and reaction. Jessica?
Christine, this shocked a lot of people. What started out as 2 students refusing to wear a mask escalated into a very tense situation on the first day of school last Thursday. Tonight, we spoke to the students involved.
Why aren't you in class?
It was a tense first day of class at Springs Charter School in Temecula. Police were called on campus. The entire school went into lockdown, and all because 2 students refused to wear a mask.
It hurts. I mean, we love the school that we go to.
Victoria Nelson's a junior at the school. Her brother Drew is a senior. The siblings say they chose not to wear a mask for religious reasons, believing it would be enough to exempt them from the state mandate, even though no one filed any requests with the district or the school.
We thought that the school would care about what we believe in, but they just didn't even care enough to listen.
But administrators say Victoria refused to wear a mask or leave class, and that's when we're told the situation escalated. Listen to what the principal tells her.
I need you to stand up, or we will have to physically remove you from this classroom. Please cannot touch me.
And she was within a foot of me, and when I would go left, she would follow me, and then I was trying to go around her, and she would block me, and so eventually, I just kind of gave up.
Eventually, deputies showed up. The entire school was placed on lockdown, and both students were banned from going to that charter school ever again.
And I said, what's the education code? And you said, I'll call you back.
Springs Charter School responded by saying there are no religious exemptions in the state mask order, nor has the right to an exemption ever been recognized by the Supreme Court because it's a neutral law of general application to protect public health.
Regardless of whether or not you're deeply religious or an atheist, or you're Muslim or Christian, it applies to you.
Legal expert Jessica Levinson understands why there's so much confusion surrounding this, but says in the state of California, religious exemptions do not apply to the mask mandate in school settings.
People tend to hear over and over, oh, there's 2 reasons you can be exempt from mandates, medical reasons and religious reasons. And there's just so much complexity and nuance, it makes sense that there would be confusion.
Right, but don't call the sheriff until you call me back. We're working this out amongst ourselves.
Nelson still doesn't agree with how the school handled the situation.
This is just getting beyond and beyond uncalled for.
Still in shock after being kicked out of school on the first day of class, when students say they just thought they were doing what was right.
The whole situation, it's very sad to have something that we both believe in so strongly, and it's not an excuse. It's truly what we believe.
And the school and that family, they do eventually want to find some kind of solution to all this. We know the parents will be meeting with the district soon. For now, those students will remain home on independent study. But again, this really does highlight some of the growing tension and confusion over mask mandates, especially in a setting like a school. Reporting live tonight, Jessica O.
So, there you have it. And, you know, what a coincidence that it was for religious reasons.
Summer.
So now I'm going to read a little into the article. Drew says he was sent to the principal's office immediately. However, administrators say Victoria refused to wear a mask or leave class. The junior says the situation escalated quickly and that a teacher eventually evacuated the classroom and blocked her from following classmates. When I would go left, she would follow me. I was trying to go around her and she would block me, so eventually I just gave up, she says. In addition to the lockdown, the school resource officer was called to the scene. Administrators say it's school policy to only call a school resource officer to campus if there's a perceived threat to student or staff safety. Officials did not elaborate on the threat, citing a need to protect student and staff's right to privacy. That sounds kind of like BS. Victoria and Drew Nelson were banned from attending the charter school ever again, with or without a mask. Springs Charter Schools issued the following statement as a response. As a public charter school, Springs Charter Schools is requiring to comply with all CDPH orders, including the mask mandate. Salakia. In order to protect the health and safety of our staff and students, which is our highest priority. To this end, students and staff are required to wear a mask while in school facilities. There are no religious exemptions in the state mask order, nor has the right to an exemption even been recognized by the Supreme Court, because it's a neutral law of public application to protect public health. We are still investigating the specifics of the incident. The incident highlights the growing tension and confusion over C-19 mandates. Legal expert Jessica Levinson says she understands why there's confusion surrounding the rule. Regardless of whether or not you're deeply religious or an atheist, Muslim or a Christian, it applies to you, she says. People tend to hear over and over, oh, there's two reasons you can be exempt from mandates, medical reasons and religious reasons. There's so much complexity and nuance. And it's really not complex, it's just fucking E and this lying tongue trying to trip you up. The students will now remain on home independent study, where they will have full access to the curriculum, resources, and teachers. So yeah, as you can see, those young adults, whether they were Edomites or not, what they did there was just foolish. Like, they could have just, worn the mask and, not start that little altercation or whatever, and not have brought all that attention on themselves. But now it's like a little scandal on TV. And also, if it was really that important to them, I don't understand why they didn't just do the online school. I'm pretty sure most schools have that option. So now I'm going to jump to the scriptures, and I'm going to start with this. Romans 13:1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of Yahweh, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. So this is basically saying that you shouldn't try to resist carnally, like, for like certain people out there that try to train with firearms, and they say, oh, if a cop pulls me over, fuck that shit, or whatever, because you can't win against E in any carnal way. And also you should try to not cause tension with, whether it be with these regular people out here or with Esau or anybody, as long as it doesn't conflict with the laws and the statutes and commandments of the Lord. This isn't saying to go take the V, but some little simple thing like wearing the mask inside a building, that's just pretty simple, you know, just go and get it over with, and then you can take your mask off after. It's not unlike that juice that once it's in you, you can't get it out. So I also want to get this. Matthew 5:25. Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. And this is red letter from Yahweh Shai right here. So in that video, they had the resource officer called on them. They almost got cast into prison, you know. But like I said before, they could have just avoided that and either put their mask on, or if they really didn't want to put a mask on at all, they could have just done online school, and then you don't have to wear a mask ever. But you know, that's what happened, you know. And that whole story is kind of fishy. But I don't know, you know, you can't just claim that everything is a false flag. And so I want to get this. Matthew 10:16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents, and harmless as doves. So that decision they made to not wear the mask was unwise, because now they just got themselves kicked out of school. I mean, that's not really much of a big deal, but who knows? It could have been. They could have been fined, or maybe even almost arrested, because they had an officer there. And you know, it's that doesn't mean, you know, to go and start bucking up against the authority and protesting and everything. Just try to move wisely, and just try to stay away from these wicked ass people and these wicked systems out here. And also, I'm gonna get this. Ephesians 5:15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. So right now, all these draconian measures and unrighteous decrees that we're seeing come down from Evil E, so-called white man, is that it's part of the judgment that we're seeing in these last days. So we should be even more on our watch, and just being aware of our surroundings and aware of the times that we're in, fearing the Lord, because it's the Lord's will to bring all these calamities and judgments upon the world. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had on that. You know, we'll see how this continues to play out, since schools are back in session in most of the country. At least here in California, the schools are starting back up. The colleges too, I believe. That's one of the big ones, you know, because that generates a lot of income for this wicked ass system. So yep, I think I'm gonna end it off with there. You know, once again, I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glorifications to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect. Shalom, DTA, Abarba.